Hey everybody, I'm Jason and welcome back to From Tree to Lumber, a YouTube channel about a guy in a sawmill. I haven't had the chance to get out much in the last couple of weeks, even a couple of months. So today I'm getting back to the sawmill and I'm going to clean up some of the stuff that I've collected over the winter. Mostly I've got just a huge pile of shorts and some interesting figured maple and pieces of oak and whatnot. So I'm going to pick through and see if I can't get some stock to make some cutting boards or charcuterie boards today. And I'm going to be fairly picky about what I get. There's going to be a lot of firewood at the end of this, but hopefully I get some nice pieces to dry out and make some nice boards from. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you very much for watching.
This is probably the biggest piece that I've got of everything. It's a piece of maple. It's, I believe it was standing dead. If it wasn't standing dead, it was recently fallen. Looks like it's been dead for quite some time. A lot of rot, but that makes for interesting figure, right? So I'm going to see what I can get out of it. There is this nice little branch coming off the side, or old branch that came off the side. There should be some kind of cool figure in there, and well, you just never know until you cut her open, right? So let's give it a shot. I'll open up the ends with the chainsaw just to see what things look like, but that branch pretty much tells me how I have to cut it, and well, let's just do it and see what it looks like. This is my first experiment with a new throttle system. I'm not crazy on the way that Frontier set it up right from the factory. So this looks kind of hokey because it kind of is, but it'll be good enough to try. What I basically got is the handle off of an old snowmobile that I was going to scrap. So I'm going to use the thumb control on this. I've still got to set a spring up, but I want to see just how it goes, and if I like it, then I'll go to the trouble of attaching this a lot better. But for right now, just to see test of concept, see if it works, we'll give it a try. It's the first cold start quite a while actually, so hopefully it goes well. I just put fresh gas in it, oil's good. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Choke on, it's a beautiful day, kind of 80 degrees, so it should fire right up. One pull. There's a lot of potential here. You know, there's a lot of well, there's a bit of rot, but there's some really cool figure in around this branch. We've got a little bit of spalting, and you know, we got what we got. We're getting kind of close to the pith, so what I'm going to do is, instead of taking a 1-inch piece, I'm going to take a 2-inch piece, which should put the pith in the middle of a larger piece. If it ends up cracking, then I'll just have to cut it up and do some laminating, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential here, so we'll take that, and then we'll take another 1-inch piece from underneath that and hope that there's something good there. So I just cut that one open, and there's an ant farm in here. I think this piece is probably, it's got some nice figure, but I think it's just a little bit too rotten to get anything half decent out of. So I'm just going to consign this and the piece that I just took off to the firewood pile. Win a few, lose a few. Here's the next piece I want to try, also a piece of maple. You know, long dead. It's got a lot of stuff growing on it, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more solid than the last one. And I think, although it doesn't look as obvious on this end, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some spalting and ambrosia kind of stuff going on in there. So hopefully we can get 1 or 2 pieces out of here. Also got this little nub old branch sticking off the side, so we'll see what we can get.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good looking piece. I cut it about 1 3/4 inches thick. So there's lots there. I'll let it dry, of course. It'll probably warp a little bit. I'll get it down to, 1 inch or so. I'm going to take it from these clamps to my edge clamps over there, flip it over, and then I'll take it from the other side. I've kind of oriented it so that that nub can get planed off in the next couple of cuts. Nice.
This is kind of a neat piece. It's maple again. It's a small crotch. Had to do a little bit of modifying to get it to fit just a little bit wider than the sawmill, but I think it'll go. It's got some really cool stuff going on. Yeah, I might just rotate that over just a little bit more to get a bit of cross section of that thing. So I have a feeling that's kind of neat, whatever it is. Well, it's not a bad looking piece. It's got a fairly substantial bark inclusion, unfortunately, and the ants, of course, so there's probably a lot of rot. I'll take one more slice off. I think it's better if I flip this one over and put it on my edge clamp side. I get a much better hold with these, and I can also cut down a lot closer to the bed, so it's a lot easier to shave off a couple of slices from this thing. So I don't know, hopefully I can get some more nice stuff out of this, and if not, maybe I will get some smaller stuff to use for laminating or whatever I decide I'm going to get into. You never know. You can't have too much wood, right? Another really cool piece of maple. No idea what this is going to look like. All kinds of stuff going on right here at this crotch. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. I don't know how rotten that's going to turn out to be. And just going to cut this thing open and see what it looks like. Could be a treasure, could be a disaster.
This is what I'm looking for. I can definitely make something out of this. This is the cutoff from that same piece. It looks just as nice. Once again, I'm sure I can salvage a little bit out of that to even make just a small cutting board or a small charcuterie board or even a centerpiece somehow. Who knows? But it's pretty neat. Lots of cool figure, and I think it's worth pursuing. Okay, so here's our end result. We got these two nice pieces here. Got a little bit of figure on them. I can get, I'm sure I can get a couple of cutting boards out of those, 2 inches thick. These here are all just 1 inch boards that I cut off of some of the firewood or the cut-offs. Not really sure what I'll use them for, but it's nice to have them around. You never know, I can use them for small drawers or something. I've got some of these. This is also maple. Lots of cool figure going on here. Got that big bark inclusion. Not quite sure how I'm going to go about using them. That one anyway. These ones here are pretty cool. I can get cutting board out of each. And then I just got some 3/4 inch, little sort of 3/4 by maybe 2 inch pieces that I'll just put them on the table saw, cut them up, and use them for stickers or something. But I try not to waste good wood if I don't have to. I always have uses. And yeah, I'll just put this stuff away to dry, seal up the ends, and check it out this winter and make a couple more boards out of it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Oh, and by the way, this snowmobile trigger thing actually worked quite well for me. I will go about, mounting it a little bit better, more permanently, and I'll put a little bit of a spring on there to return. But I think it's a success. I like it nice and tight to the sawmill rather than the big arm that used to stick out. It just seems to be a little bit easier to handle. Plus, when I pick the thing up with the tractor, I find that arm sticks out just a little bit too far and kind of bangs into things. So probably just end up setting that aside and using this system from now on. All right, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you next time.